Hello students, Mr. Bastias here. Welcome to Unit 2, Week 1, Day 3. Today we will learn about the wilderness in Chile by collecting evidence to support the central idea of the text. Have you ever been on a traveling adventure with your family or your friend? Tell me two things that made the place you visited fun. Let me go first. I am from Colombia. When I visited Colombia, I saw different places and tried lots of different foods. What did you do when you visited a new place? I want us to think about our focus word coast. And let's remember, coast is a part of a country or continent that lies along the ocean. I want to challenge you to tell a short story using the word coast. Use this word in your story. If you don't want to think of a story, at least come up with one sentence or two sentences that talk about the coast. Let me share what I wrote down. When my friend and I were walking down the coast in Florida, we saw a whale. It is not supposed to be on the coast. So sometimes whales swim too far and they end up on the coast and they can't get out. So people have to help them go back into the water. Our article a day today is titled The Wilderness in Chile. And the wilderness is a desert or another natural area that is not used by people. So it doesn't have to be a desert. It can be a jungle. It can be any kind of place as long as it is not used by people. So our article is called The Wilderness in Chile. Chile is a long, thin country, very long and thin, on the west side of South America. Many people live in the mild central part of the country, but towards the south, the weather gets colder. It can get rainy and windy. Fewer people live there. This area is wilderness and is filled with beautiful land and water features and interesting animals. Part of the wilderness area in Chile is a national park. The park is called Torres de Paine. The word Torres means towers. The park is named after 3 tall towers of rock that stick up out of the mountains. These towers are famous. People come to Chile from all around the world to hike to the towers. And we see these people are hiking to the towers. Hiking is when you walk in the wilderness. What is the central idea of this article? Name one of two details that support the idea. So this article is about the wilderness in Chile, and specifically it's about a park called Torres del Paine. And it tells us that the park is famous for the rocks that stick up. When people come to the park, they can also see glaciers. Glaciers are big areas of thick ice that stay frozen all year round. And here we can see some glaciers. Some of the glaciers in Chile are bright blue. Parts look sharp and pointy. Other parts look smooth and curvy, but all of them are impressive to see. People can also see interesting animals in the park. One animal they might spot is a guanaco. This is a guanaco. That is an animal like a camel. It is brown and white with a long neck. These animals can only be found in South America. What an interesting animal. I want you to stop and think. Now that we have read this whole article, do you still think that the central idea is what you chose in the beginning of the passage? Or did it change? So I thought that it was going to be talking about the wilderness in this park. And in fact, it did. It talked about this park also has glaciers and guanacos. So I think my central idea that I had picked did not change. Now I want you to take a moment and write down or draw 2 or 3 things that you learned from this article. If you're still having trouble coming up with them, please go back and reread the article with me. But now I'm going to share 2 things that I wrote down. People can see glaciers in the national park Torres de Paine, and these are the glaciers. It talked that some parts are very pointy, but some parts are just nice and smooth. People can also see guanacos, an animal that is similar to a camel, and is a very interesting animal. It looks like a camel, but also like a llama or an alpaca. I want to go back to our focus word, coast. And coast is the part of a country or a continent that lies along an ocean. Previously, in our meaning mapper, we have also written down the word shore and ocean, right? What are other words that relate to the word coast? I added the word land because the coast is where the ocean and the land meet. That's it for me, students. Have a great day and see you next time.